South Korea is no stranger to turmoil, but nothing could have prepared it for this. On December 3, 2024, President Yoon Suk Yeol made a declaration that sent shockwaves through the nation. He declared martial law. This drastic measure, a relic of the country's dark past, plunged South Korea into a state of fear and uncertainty. It was a day that will forever be etched in the nation's memory. The presidential decree cited unspecified threats. It spoke of the need to restore order and stability, but to many it felt like a power grab, a silencing of dissent. The very foundations of South Korean democracy seemed to be crumbling. Rumors and speculation ran rampant. What was the true nature of this threat? Was it real or manufactured? The people demanded answers, but the president remained silent. This only fueled the growing sense of unease. As the sun set on that fateful day, a sense of foreboding settled over the nation. The future of South Korean democracy hung in the balance. The world held its breath. The streets of Seoul, usually vibrant and bustling, transformed into a sea of anger and defiance. The declaration of martial law was met with immediate and fierce resistance. Opposition lawmakers, those brave souls who dared to challenge the president, barricaded themselves inside the parliament building. It was a desperate stand against the encroaching tide of authoritarianism. From within the halls of parliament, their voices rang out. They denounced the president's actions as a coup. They voted to reject the declaration, but their voices were drowned out by the roar of the people. Thousands upon thousands took to the streets, their voices united in a chorus of dissent. Down with Yoon, they chanted. Democracy will prevail. Their anger was palpable, their fear even more so. They had fought too hard for their freedoms. They would not surrender them so easily. The international community watched with a mixture of disbelief and concern. From Washington to Tokyo, Brussels to Canberra, the message was clear. This was not the South Korea the world knew. This was not the beacon of democracy in Asia. This was something different, something dangerous. The United States, South Korea's longtime ally, expressed deep concern. Calls for restraint and dialogue came from the White House. The European Union urged respect for democratic institutions. The United Nations echoed these sentiments. But would these pleas be heeded, or would they fall on deaf ears? The world watched and waited, hoping against hope that South Korea would find its way back from the brink. Section 4. Can democracy survive? The declaration of martial law has cast a long and ominous shadow over South Korea's future. The crisis has exposed deep divisions within society. It has raised profound questions about the resilience of its hard-won democracy. The immediate challenge is clear: a peaceful resolution to the standoff between the president and his opponents. Dialogue, compromise, a commitment to upholding democratic principles. These are the essential ingredients for a path forward. But the road ahead is fraught with peril. The longer the crisis continues, the greater the risk of further escalation. The specter of violence looms large, and the international community, while eager to help, can only do so much. Section 5. A glimmer of hope. Despite the uncertainty, despite the fear, a glimmer of hope remains. The South Korean people have faced down tyranny before. They have a long and proud history of fighting for their freedoms, and they are not about to give up now. The spirit of resistance is alive and well in South Korea. It can be seen in the eyes of the protesters. It can be heard in the voices of the opposition lawmakers. It can be felt in the hearts of all those who yearn for a free and democratic South Korea. This is a defining moment for South Korea. The world is watching. The stakes could not be higher. The future of South Korean democracy hangs in the balance.